Here's a sidewalk I just finished putting in, and I'm gonna really, instead of showing you so much about floating, is how I formed it and how I think. And then we had a new set of steps. They went first. We ripped the old sidewalks out, so that's a whole different video. But here we go. It's going to be mostly about how I form something like this. Well, today we're going to put new steps in and new sidewalks. Tearing the sidewalks out. I'm going to talk about forming a sidewalk here. I put two lines up. Anytime you're forming sidewalk, I got to put two lines up. Now this is 38 inches from here to here. I go all the way down here until we get to the steps. This is the middle of the step, right? With 19 inches here, 19 inches there. I put a couple blocks up, 7 inches from there to there, 7 inches from there to there, and we're going to form it. So I'm using wood, like I like to use, and I'm going to form it into here and make a little bend. I got my line up. I'm going to show you how I do it. I got my line up, and I got my little bend in here, and I'm 7 inches down. Anytime you're going to do concrete, see, that's a big pitch. That's what we want. You want to know which way is the water going to go. Around here, if it's winter time and you get pools of water, people are going to be mad. So I put big pitches on them. Pieces of Luan right here. I'm going to bend it out to about there. And I'm going to put a stake in. There. It's going to go down there too. Hold that Luan in here. That. This way. I want to splice these together like this. This board here, that up to the line, and that's that. Okay, this board's gonna go here. Remember, put a little higher than what you're going on because you want the water to go off the sidewalk. So I got it out pretty good. But when you're doing these things like this, you gotta go with the line here over to there, the line here over to there, because these things have a tendency to drop. If you're not watching it, you pour your concrete, you'll see it. I'm just going around putting my extra stakes in. Every time, you gotta make sure you go down below the form, because when you're screeting it, you don't want these stakes in the way. So we're all good here. 38, we can take our lines down, measured everything. We're done. Put my divider on. I got my marks here already. Right there. So goes here. here. Right up on top. Now I got all my metal forms in, or my metal expanders. Gonna fill it in here with some more gravel and order the concrete. Do this, Mike. Huh? A little bit of tamping. Get a little fast drying cement. Water. Mix it up. Around here. Hold that in place. Put it over the blacktop. Like this. Yep. It's like a seal. And I want to get that right up even right there. The nail in there to hold it. Like this. My 14-year-old nephew who's doing the corners.
How much are you paying me, Uncle Michael?
$3 an hour.
Thanks.
Cut the plastic away. Cut the plastic away here. Now you're going to ask me, Mike, how do you know what kind of finish to give it? Well, you give it any kind of finish that you think that you like. Every mason I know has a different way of looking at it, different idea on how to approach it. So you do whatever you think is best. Me, I like to keep it simple because if I ever had to patch it or ever had to match it, I have no problem. You guys see it a little different. But you know, no matter what kind of, whatever mason you work for, or wherever you go, everybody's going to tell you to do it something different. It's just the nature of the beast. It's like if you're playing in a band, you got to play the chord this way, or play the riff that way. Same thing. I might be a little early on this one. And I'm not putting no lines in. See how I put the lines in? Some people like that. Some people don't like that. I don't put the lines in anymore. I used to. Only if they request it. I think it looks better without them. Do this. Do that. Looks good. And finishing up, if you notice, I got this just a little bit above the blacktop because I don't want the water pooling. I want the water coming running right off of this, right down the road. I don't want anything pooling. So that's why I do that. So far, this job, consider it done. That's it. And if I can, I want to get all the screws out first. Get the stakes out if I can. Get the pick under it. Get these off. Make sure you clean your wood off so you could use it again. That's it. We're just cleaning up. I took the forms off and the sidewalk's all finished. And I want you to know it's up a little higher because this grass was higher. And when we brought it over here, we eliminated one step. You still got to come back and finish the steps. But the guy's a construction guy. This is what he wanted. He wanted it higher than the grass. He's gonna put some dirt up there. See, we got it kind of ramped down now where we eliminate the one step and the water's gonna go right off of it. I want to talk about that job a little bit because every time I do a different job, everything's a little bit different. And I want to talk about the forming. I like the wand because it bends. Some guys like metal. Metal to me, it's always someone drives over with the dump truck. It's rusty. The pins are missing. It's fine. I use a lot of times I will use metal pins. It all depends on the conditions. Those steps, they were all 7 inches, 7 inches, 7 inches, 7 inches. So when I put my concrete up against the step, I made sure it was 7 inches. Everything has to match. Wood stakes, I'm a big fan of wood stakes because, especially in the right kind of conditions, you can make them fat, you can make them skinny, you can make them short, you can make them thick. It's easy to work with. I mean, they've been working with wood for thousands and thousands of years. Metal is mostly a new school thing. And me, I'll just go buy some new 2x4s or 2x6s. I keep the best ones. I might have to buy 1 or 2 for another job. It all depends. If you're a company that all you're doing is pouring curbs, well, that's a different story. But for me, I like to use wood. This Formica, I like to use that a lot. Some guys don't like to use it, but I like to use it. Let's look at a sidewalk that has the tree roots got under it and it lifted it up and it made it uneven. Now here's the reasons I use that Formica sometimes. You see the way you got a ledge in here, and you come up to here, and then you got another big ledge that someone's going to trip over. And you come up here and you got another big ledge. Well, if you use that Formica, that don't happen. But what's doing it is these trees with the roots. So that sidewalk, they use straight like this, and the sidewalk goes up and down. But if you have Formica, it kind of locks in there, so if the sidewalk does move, it'll take the other part of the sidewalk along with it. That's my opinion. I like using it. A lot of guys don't like using it, but it works for me. I never had a problem, and it's everything's always divided. So if I wanted to break a piece of section out, then it's already done. If I want to get real serious, I just get the diamond saw and saw right through it. No big deal. Gravel, when you're working around a big tree and it has roots and you put gravel underneath the sidewalk, good chance it's going to get under there, follow that gravel, and lift the sidewalk up. That's why I use modified. It's like a dense gravel with stone dust in it, and it doesn't let the roots in it as fast. Fast drying cement, I put my Formica in, put the fast drying cement against it. It holds it in place, it doesn't move. I always cover everything. I cover the blacktop, I cover the steps. Then that way it's easy to clean. Just get the razor blade before you completely finish it. It's clean. Concrete ain't touching anything. It's like an emollient or oil or something. It lets a concrete float free. Pitching. I always pitch. When I put sidewalks in, I make sure I got a good pitch, one way and the other way. Now when cement dries, it's like mud pies. It always curls up, and you don't want to have water laying in the middle of your sidewalk. So I always pitch them. I always pitched them. The finish, I always keep the same finish. I use a broom finish if it's industrial, or a swirl finish if it's residential. The reason I do that is it's easy to fix. It's easy to match. Now if you live in Southern California, or you live in Texas, or you live in Florida, that's a whole different world. You could use stamped concrete. A lot of places that I wouldn't even think of using it up here. You could use different finishes, like we'll do it around the pool, but you'll never see me do it on a driveway. You'll never see me do it on sidewalks because they come out, they throw the salt in the winter, eats it right up. Taking forms off, try to wait 2 days because the cement's a lot harder. Cement hardens really about 30 days for it to really get hard, but the next day it's very soft. So I like to wait a couple days if I could. So that's it. I hope you get something out of these videos. I do it my own way. There's no right and wrong way to do it. Everybody's got their own style. That's it. I just want to keep throwing stuff out at you. Maybe you'll pick it up. And I see things that other people do that I pick up. So I'm Mike Haduck. Thanks for watching. Until next time.